Welcome. Today we're going to be looking at how to graph descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. We're going to be doing this using Office software, not Google software, okay? And so it may be a little hard for you to follow along with me today, but I want you to try your best because we're using a lot of different new stuff. So I understand if you can't get through it all, but I do want you to follow along with me the very best that you can, okay? You can take a screenshot or share things with me. It's easily done in Office 365 as it is in Google Classroom, that sort of thing. Okay. So today we're going to be looking at COVID-19 statistics regarding the number of deaths in different countries over time. All right. We're going to be looking at, that may sound kind of morbid, but we're going to be looking at the raw data. Okay, now raw data is sometimes tough to work with. I'm going to show you some strategies. Okay, we're going to put two graphs together, one for descriptive statistics, and then we're going to talk about the inferential statistics behind the number of deaths we're seeing in the country today. Today is actually a very interesting day looking at this data. And so I want you to follow along with me. I want you to get the data yourself, and what I want you to do is just do exactly what I'm doing. You can stop me, pause me whenever you need to. But this should be a really interesting lesson, not only just nationally what's happening or around the globe what's happening right now, but also in context to what we've been talking about through probability and descriptive statistics. So let me share my screen with you and we'll get started. Okay, so the first place that I want you to go is office.com. Office.com, very easy. Type it in, office.com. You may not think you have a login here, but you do. So if you just type in your school email address, so jspaeth@mesmerschools.org. I'm going to sign in on this account and then type in your password. Password is the same as for your Google account, very simple. Stay signed in, not right now. So we're just gonna keep going after that screen. Now, you have access to Outlook for email. OneDrive is like Drive in Google. Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, all of these things. Where I want you to go right now is OneDrive. So click on OneDrive, then just stay there. And I want you to grab a different tab. So we're gonna go different tab, okay? And I want you to type in COVID-19 raw data. You're going to come to this data.humdata.org data set. Click on it. It's not going to take you anywhere nasty. From here, there are two files I want you to download. Okay? Two files I want you to download. Okay? The first one I want you to download is time series COVID-19 deaths global ISO3 regions.csv. Now there's a bunch of different ones, so make sure you're downloading the correct ones. So just click download. Okay. You can download it just right to your desktop for now is just fine. Okay. So there's that one. The last one I want you to grab is all the way down, the second one from the bottom, time series COVID-19 deaths, global narrow. Okay. Narrow is actually just easier to work with. And so I like using that one for some of the other data that we're going to use. And then again, just save it to your desktop. Okay, now go to OneDrive. Okay, I want to put the two things that I just downloaded into OneDrive. So I'm going to click down here and drag up. And then I'm going to click down here and drag up. That's it. Okay, it's going to upload them. We should be set to go. They're some big files. Okay, The first one I want you to open up is the time series COVID-19 deaths global ISO 3 regions. Okay, open that one up and notice you have access to all this stuff. You have access to Excel on your computer without having anything else done. Okay, so close all that junk, that's fine. We can edit the workbook. Just go convert, no big deal. Okay, all of this is great. All right, so look at all this raw data. Okay, so this is, if you click over in the little corner, you see these hashtags over here. Click over this little triangle and then double click. Do you see where my mouse turns into those two parallel lines? Double click, okay, and then you can click off. And notice there's dates, there's countries, and the value that's in here is the number of deaths because of COVID-19 on the date that it happened. Now it is a running total. So notice, but from 320 to 321, there were 4 deaths. Okay, so this is a running total. All right. So here, right here, 4/6, and today's 4/7, so they don't have the data for today yet, obviously. But 4/6, here's the running total number of deaths per country. Okay, and now there's a certain region name in this one as well, which makes what we're going to be doing a whole lot easier. So what I want you to do is click Control or Command A if you're on a Mac. Control A. I want you to go to Insert, and I want you to go to Pivot Table. And then just click OK. Okay, a pivot table is allows you to make graphs really, really fast with big sheets of data. Okay, it kind of picks out the data that you need and leaves behind the data that you don't. Okay, we're going to click on 2 things over here on the right hand side. We're going to scroll down all the way down, and we're going to click on region name and 4/6. Okay, right there, region name and then 4/6/2020. Notice by region, if I can click in here, that's just fine. By region, it tells me how many deaths there are to date. So let's go and click anywhere in here and go Control A, that just selects the whole thing, and then go Insert a pie chart. Pretty nice. Okay, so where this can kind of tell us the answer to the question, where are most of the deaths happening today? Okay, now one last thing before we do that, I just want you to right click. Oops, I want you to click here. I'm going to click off. Hide field list, alternate text, refresh, that's just fine. I should be able to put some numbers on here. Okay, I should be able to right click, alternate text. No, it's not letting me change that. That's weird. Usually it lets me if I right click. Refresh, huh. On here, it usually lets me put the percentage in here. Okay, percentage of total. It's not letting me do that right now. I don't know why. Okay, well anyway, we can figure this out. So let's just go over here. We could do math over here with what we have. So right over here next to the Africa number, we're just going to go equals. We're going to click on the 489, and we're going to go divided by symbol, and then we're going to click on the number next to grand total. So you should have that in there. Okay, click enter. Okay, and then make that a percentage. So click that number, make it a percentage. Okay, so 0.66%. It isn't in Africa for the most part, or at least not many deaths are not reported in Africa yet. Okay, now over here we're going to do one thing before I do something special. I am going to put a $sign for the B and before the 11. Click enter. It shouldn't change anything, but now you should be able to click on this cell. Notice when I go by the corner of this cell, it turns into a plus sign. Click and drag and pull it down right there. So here we are. So where are the majority of deaths being reported due to COVID-19 on, as per total on 4/6 in Europe? Over 70%, right? Asia only reported, you know, so numbers are never always, never perfect, right? Almost always never perfect. And so is Asia reporting all their deaths? We don't know. But they have about 12%. And in the Americas, we have 16.7%. Okay, so pretty interesting, right? That's all I want to do in this notebook, so let's close it. We're in OneDrive yet. The next one I want to open up is this global deaths. So deaths global narrow, okay? Now yours might say, mine has a 2 on there because I've opened this a couple of times, okay? So don't worry about that. Okay, we're gonna edit workbooks. It's gonna convert. So that's no big deal. Let it do its work there. Okay, again, same thing. If I go to this little triangle and then I double click on any one of these, it doesn't matter. Just on the line, kind of opens that up a little bit for us so we can see what it is, okay? The next thing that I want to do is I want to click on this one all the way over here. It highlights the whole row. And then I want you to go to data and filter, okay? Now, notice we have all of these countries over here. This is a really long workbook, okay? All of these countries. I don't want to look at all these countries. I just want to look at the US. So I'm going to click on this. I don't want to sort it. I want to filter it. I'm going to select all. So it unselects all. And then I'm going to scroll down to where it says US. And just select US. So here is the United States data. Okay, on 4/6 in total, there were 10,783 deaths because of COVID-19. Okay, now what I want is a couple of different columns here. Okay, so I'm gonna just click on G and then right-click G, and then just go Insert Column. I'm gonna do that 2 times. Insert Column again. Okay, so the first one that I want to do is a percent difference. And the next one that I want to do is new deaths. Okay, let's go like this. What I want you to do is just go in percent difference. What I want you to do is go equals percent difference. We're going to go parentheses, open parentheses. You guys can see what I have in there right now. It looks like a frowny face. It's not. Equals, open parentheses. I'm going to click on this 10,783. I'm going to go minus 9619. And then I'm going to go divided by the 9619 and hit enter. Okay. This is the percent difference. I'm going to go home and then I'm going to click on a percentage. Okay. And this one, what I want you to do is go over to the corner and double click. Oops. Oh. Over the corner, double click. We get a percent difference. So this is telling us what was the percent difference in the number of deaths between days. Okay. Notice how back on 3/31, 7 days ago, a week ago, it was 30% new deaths, right? Today it's 12. That number has gone down. So the increase in deaths, percent increase in deaths has gone down. Interesting, okay? We're gonna go new deaths. We're gonna go equals. This is an easy one. It's just gonna be the 1073 minus the 9619, hit enter. We had 1,164 new deaths today, or yesterday, okay? Double click on that, and it will populate all the fields below it, okay? Now, a couple things. This is raw data, percent difference of 1 minus 0 is 0. It doesn't like that. What I want you to do is just erase all of these divide by 0 ones. Even this negative 100 one, erase all that. We don't want it. Erase the negative 2 that you see down here as well. Okay? And here's what we're going to do. We're going to take date. We're going to take, now I'm holding down control. I'm going to take value, percent difference, and new deaths. Well, I wasn't able to, oh, here we go. So here's how we collect it all. So E, click, drag over to H, and then unclick. I want you to go Control C, copy. I want you to add a new sheet in. So go down to this right here, new sheet, and then I want you to go Control V, paste. That did not do what I wanted it to do nicely. Let's see if we can do this better. Click just on date. Date right here and scroll down. Scroll all the way down till it says 122, just like that. Now go Control C. Go to sheet 1. In fact, let's delete sheet 1. Delete. Okay. And make a new sheet now. New sheet. And then go paste. That's better. Okay. So if you didn't see me do it, I just selected. I really want you to try along with me here. Just selected from date all the way down until I got to right here in this blank space, which we created. So Control C is copy. Click on A1 and just go Control V, paste. And you should have all of that stuff now down here really nicely, okay? Divide all these out again a little bit, just like we've done. There we go. It won't take much. Now, what we want to do is we want to create some graphs. And I want to show you some problems that we run into when creating these graphs, okay? I'm probably going to have more than what I want, but that's okay. So if I go date and value, okay, select both of those and go insert a line graph. Notice what that looks like, right? Number of deaths increasing, looks like exponentially. Okay, but let's take a closer look. Instead of doing that one, what I want you to do now is date and difference. Let's see, difference is going to be tough. So what I want you to do, you see where this 500 and the 0 are? Delete both. I don't want either of them. What I want you to do is grab everything up from that 16.67 and then come on down and push Control and then select the 3.3.2020. It unselects for me. I don't know why it unselects. It doesn't like that. Interesting. Let's hide this one. If I click on B and I go and I right click on B and go hide, that goes away. We can get it back, don't worry. But now I can select both of these the way I want to and go line chart again. Okay, so look at that percent difference. What do you notice about it? The percent difference is going down, isn't it? People are actually kind of very excited about this. Very, very excited about this. Because at this time, the percent of new deaths is going down, and that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. Okay? So some people are very, very excited about this. The further this goes down, the less and less new deaths are occurring. It doesn't mean there still aren't a lot of deaths occurring. There are, but less and less new deaths. That's a good thing. It's slowing down that percent of new deaths. That's a good thing, okay? Next thing that I want you to do is I want you to, let's hide this second one too. Let's go hide. And now I want you to delete these two. Just for now, we'll get them back. Okay, we'll put them over here. There's 1164 and 1212, okay? But delete them. And I want you to select these two columns all the way down to, oh, I don't know, 229, let's say, okay? We're gonna get a line chart again. There we go. So this is just new deaths that have occurred. I'm just gonna lift this up here. New deaths that have occurred. The number of new deaths per day. Looks like it's going up exponentially, right? This doesn't let me do trend line. I want to do a trend line. Insert line chart. Yep. So we did all that. Let's see, it's not letting me do a trend line. That's too bad. Okay, so this is probably how far you're going to be able to get with me. Okay, so once you've got here, great, save it, share it with me, and that's it. I'm going to take this a little bit further. For whatever reason, this is not letting me do trend lines right now. So I'm gonna need something else, because if I go right click, it doesn't let me add a trend line, which is pretty lame if you ask me. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm just gonna save this, and it should be saved already. Great. I'm gonna get out of it. I'm gonna get out of this. Here I am. So this is the one I downloaded. So let me just download this. Download. And then I am going to open it up on my desktop because I have Microsoft Excel on here. Now, if you have Microsoft Excel on your desktop, or a laptop that you have, open it for me. And we can put the trend lines in, because I wasn't able to put the trend lines in. Okay. Corrupt cannot be opened. Awesome. I love that. Let's try that again. Right click, download to my desktop, save. It's been happening a lot to me. Let's try this again. Enable editing. Okay, so here I am. All right. So I'm back where I was, right? But this time now I can click here, right click, and go add trend line. All right, so there I am. Okay, now I have a couple options. So does this look like a good option? A linear trend line? No. A logarithmic one? Nope. A polynomial? Yeah, actually that's pretty good, right? Polynomial is pretty good. Well, there's a couple things happening here that now I should be able to click on exponential, but I can't, or power, and I can't. There's a couple things that are going on. One, if I want a numerical answer from this, like take a look at this. Here's the equation. And just so I'll blow it up for you a little bit. Those numbers look crazy. Why? Because we're using dates. That's why they look crazy. Okay, so we're going to change that, because that's stupid. Okay, we should be able to use this trend line to tell us how many new deaths we should be getting in coming days, right? We should be able to make an inference. This is where our inferential statistics comes in. Okay, but in order to do this, we need to change these dates up. This is ridiculous. So we're going to go day 1 is actually going to be 129 or 229. So 1, 2, nope, and I don't want these dates. I want these as numbers. So I'm going to change that to a general, just number. I'm going to select both, and then I'm going to copy this all the way up until we get up here. Okay, there we go. Great. I'm going to make a new graph though, and I am going to select just from 36 on down to, oh, let's say 4. Okay, 36 to 4. Follow along with me here. This isn't that bad. So I'm going to go insert. There we go. What is it backwards? It shouldn't be backwards. Why does it look backwards to me? Let's try this again. I'm just going to go copy, paste. I'm going to get rid of this junk because I don't want that right now. Cut, paste. Okay, so we have date, deaths. And we said we didn't want, we do want those two in there. Okay, so here we go. Let's try this again. Insert, recommended charts. Yeah, that's the recommended chart I want. That's the chart I want. Here we go. Okay, so and now I should be able to go over here, go right click, add a trend line. I still can't do exponential power though. It's because I have a 0 in here. So let me get rid of, there's a couple things that I can't have. So the first 0 I need to get rid of. That's where I wanted to go to day 4. Okay, so now if I go to insert, recommended charts, okay. Now if I go add a trend line, I can click on exponential. Exponential fits pretty good, doesn't it? But look at how many deaths that exponential chart would tell us that we probably would have had, oh, I don't know, even 2 days ago. 1,800. Is that what we have today? Nope. Is that a good thing? You bet. This is a really good thing, right? Look at that. That exponential trend line fits really, really well. And yet, it looks like we're flattening the curve. You probably heard that happen, right? You probably heard that before, flattening the curve. That's right. This is a good thing. This is a great thing. So let's put an equation in there. And in fact, why don't we use this? We're going to use this power one. I think power does a pretty good. Power does not do a very good job. Never mind. There's another one that works really good. Trend line. No, I just want. Let me get rid of my trend line here for a second. Put a new one in. Add trend line. You can always get back to here then. Let's go to polynomial, because that too fits pretty well, especially after, say, day 20. That fits really good, right? So let's go to display equation. Okay? Based on this equation, we should be able to guess how many deaths should happen on day 37, right? How many this equation should tell us how many deaths should happen on day 37. So let's look at it. This is the equation. I have, oh, let me just copy this. And let's put it right about there. And we're just going to go, let's see. So we're not on day 41 yet. We were on day, I think, 39. So if I go equal 2.5147, and then I go multiplied by this number times that number again, that's that number squared, minus 67.618, multiplied by, again, 41, plus 373.05, and hit enter. That's how many days, that's how many people should be dying on that day, right? Now we are on day 37, and some of this won't make sense because it's negative, but I said everything after day 20 is pretty good. So we're on day 39 right now, and on day 39 we should have 1,560 deaths. Let's remember these two numbers that we had over here. I want to put those back in now. Okay, so this is our inferential statistics. This predicts the future, right? This trend line right here predicts the future based on our general statistics, but it helps us predict the future. That's inferential statistics, okay? So now let's look at some interesting things of what's going on today, because this is really, I think, important and encouraging, okay? Is this the number of deaths that we're seeing? 1,400, 1,500, 1,600, 1,800, is that what we're seeing? No, we're not seeing that. Let's look at this again, okay? We are going to take out this trend line. We're going to put in those 2 data points that I told us to put in here. Okay, so I'm just going to go cut and then paste just a little bit further down. That shouldn't affect our chart. It doesn't. So we have day 37 and 38. We have them. They are 12/12 and 11/64. Click on your chart right here, specifically on the line, and then go over here. You notice my mouse changes. Click and drag up. Look what just happened over the past 2 days to the number of deaths occurring day after day. They're going down, right? That's a great thing. Isn't this good? We're not seeing 1,800 deaths. We're not seeing 1,700 deaths or 1,600, 1,500. 11/64. What we're hoping, what I think everybody's hoping, is that the number of deaths per day is going down, right? And if we would have been using inferential statistics even 2-3 days ago, we would have said we should be seeing 1,800, 1,500 deaths right now per day. That's not what we're seeing. Isn't that awesome? This is good. That means this social distancing stuff that we've been doing is working. And here's how people figure out how it works, by taking a look at this data, okay? Now, if you thought this stuff was complicated or really hard, it's not. A little practice and you get really good at it, okay? If you thought this stuff was really interesting, using spreadsheets to do inferential statistics, I'm telling you, there's a lot of jobs that need people who know how to do this stuff. A lot of them. This is a great tool to learn and something that I think we should learn together. Hopefully you found that the information that I went through today was worth taking a look at. Hopefully you found that it was encouraging, and hopefully you had some fun doing your homework with me today. So I miss you all, students, and I can't wait to see you again. Hopefully I see you again this year. We have no idea yet what's going to happen, though. So hopefully this sort of trend that we saw over the past couple days keeps going, because I think that's a really hopeful sign that things are going to turn around sooner rather than later, right? Turn in what you can today. If you were able to put the trend line in there, awesome. I want to see that. You can either take a picture of it, you can share it with me. Actually, let me show you how to share it with me. Okay, so let's say you were able to just do what we had on online, this online stuff right here. Let's say you just had this. Great. Share it with me. There is a share button. Okay, just go share. Okay, share. Anyone with a link can edit. That's just fine. Enter name or email address. So if you just type in jspaeth@messmerschools.org, you should find me. Okay, and then you can send me, say, hey, here's my homework for Wednesday. And then just hit send, and that's it. That's all I need. You can also just copy the link, and you could submit the link to my Google Classroom. That works as well. That's all you need to do for your homework today. I hope you had a great time. I'm looking forward to seeing you again, and let's hope that this trend keeps going.